Taffy's here.
Miss Taff.
1, 2.
Does that do it?
That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay. Good morning, Kathy. How are you? Good. So I guess this morning, very, very easy. We're just reviewing things and opening up. I asked Hannah if there was anything particular we should be doing. And she said, no, it was the first of the year and say Happy New Year for me. And I said, okay, fine. So that's where we're at. So our agenda is saying that we should approve the meeting minutes from last time. So do I have a approval?
I move to accept the minutes.
And a second, please?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Yay.
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 Okay,
So next we have a treasury report,
okay,
which should be Elaine.
okey doke. I don't know if it's not on the screen, but that's okay. I'll just walk through it pretty quickly.
Okay.
In the general fund, December expenses total 24,302, which is in line with our typical expense of 25,000 monthly expense average. The year-to-date expenditures in total remain within our budget with an overall 40% expenditure rate for the 6-month period ended December 31. Under the grant column, that includes, as a reminder, the 2 grants, ARPA Food and Security Grant and the Formula Grant. During the month of December, no activity was reflected in either of those grants. I believe there is some activity that'll show in January. Yeah, we're talking the December numbers. So in January, we'll see some Formula Grant payroll expenses that haven't been recorded since September for Nettie's help on this, the accreditation with NISC. I know last month I said we should see them this month, but they didn't appear this month. So I think they're going to should show up in January. The revolving fund, we're reflecting a negative balance of $4,169, which is about a $600 increase in that fund loss. It appears that that's primarily due to a large food expenditure that was incurred at the end of December. Richard will be doing his quarterly review. Remember, we're charging all the food costs to the revolving fund at the moment. Quarterly, Richard revisits it to compare what we expended and what we received in payments from seniors, just to see if we're on par with one another. He has not done that for the 12/31 period. To my knowledge, it'll be done, I'm sure, during January, and I'll report back what those results are then. The balance of the revolving fund at December 31 is $19,177. And in gifts and donations, all the activity during the month of December was with respect to the social worker. And our unrestricted balance remains at $33,421. The total balance of the gift funds is $57,801. Any comments, questions, concerns?
Could we have a vote to approve the treasurer's report, please?
I move to accept.
And a second? All in favor? Aye.
Hooray.
All set. Okay, we have Diane Pico is standing in for Nancy today. And so Diane, why don't you take it from here?
Okay, great. Does everybody have a copy of Nancy's director report, or do you want me to share it on the screen? Want me to share it? Okay, I'll share it.
Here.
Yeah.
All right,
Try to get it.
here we go.
Good luck, Diane.
You can
Yes.
see it?
Oh, look at you.
All right, hey, that worked. And first of all, good morning, everybody. And I just want to back up about your question about Jim Carpenter. I was told I could expect that he could possibly be here today. So that's a good sign, although he's
good.
not here.
Great.
So but at least it's
Okay.
a sign for in the right direction. So,
Good.
so I will be presenting Nancy's report to you. I'll start with her first bullet point. As we all know, the CEA programming has changed to virtual for the month of January out of an abundance of caution. I know it's disappointing, but we've been able to go back to Zoom option very quickly. So we're trying to stay positive. We've done this before, and we can switch it back just as quickly when we're given the go ahead to do so. So we're still offering lunches for pickup on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And we are dropping off lunches as well to people. We do have some people who come in for lunch every week who live alone, eat their meals alone, and we're very aware of that. And we want to make sure that we stay in touch with those folks, whether it's either dropping a meal off at the door. We're doing everything we can do. Booster clinics are going to be held on Monday afternoons until further notice, which is fantastic. That process is almost seamless now. It's so streamlined. And it's wonderful. We're still helping people sign up when needed, right on the town website. And that's for people of all ages. I find people can get really nervous signing up for the vaccine, and they just sometimes need that extra help, and we're all available to do it. Nancy submitted.
Can I
Sure.
interrupt for just a second? I just want to let everyone know that those booster vaccinations are available not only to Cohasset residents and employees, but to anyone who wants them. So if you have family members or friends from other communities that are looking for a booster shot, they are welcome here because it's a federal program.
Good to know. Thank you.
Thanks, Miriam. Okay, so Nancy submitted her CA budget to the town finance director, Don Piat, requested a small increase to cover the cost for the newsletter. We're going to try to be reaching out to folks who over 60 in town who are not on a mailing list for whatever reason, whether they just recently moved in town or whatever. We got this entire 60 plus list from the town clerk, and we're going to be sending a welcome letter to those folks and try to get them to start getting our newsletter and coming in. So the cost for that is $700 and an extra $450 for postage due to the anticipated mailing cost increases. I guess there was a decrease in gas and diesel by $500 and an increase of $1450 under dues and subscriptions to cover MCOA annual and dues increase, and my senior center software subscription. Any questions about that?
We do have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow to go over it with Don Piat and I think Chris Senior too. I don't know if that will take place, but I think it looks good. So hopefully, I mean, it's pretty much, it is a flat budget, except for the COLA increases for the personnel costs, which come out without our request, of course. There is another item in there, Diane, sorry, for the which there is a tuition reimbursement apparently that's available to some employees, and one person has expressed an interest in getting that benefit. So we are requesting for that benefit to be applied for that person.
Great, thank you. So Nancy attended a virtual meeting on statistics needed for the FY21 formula grant. They stated that the FY22 contract should be expected by the end of the month. As of right now, there are no mention of the amount of award. Stay tuned. Hopefully that will, will not decrease and increase, or at least stay status quo. There's a working group on the Town of Cohasset new website. I actually filled in for Nancy on that last meeting. The changes look fantastic. We should have more to report on that in the next few months. And CEA will be getting their own page, which is wonderful, which we've all been working towards. The ice machine.
The infamous ice machine.
I'm just the messenger. The ice machine is still on the short list for facilities. as we all know, getting anything done right now is hard. There's shortages across the board, right? So this is part of the problem. Our plumbing and electrical contractors, are all out on emergency calls, and it's on the list. It's still on the list and it hasn't been forgotten. We're very thankful to have received the new ice machine, and we hope to get it hooked up as soon as possible.
Town of
Okay.
Cohasset.
It's only been a year and a half.
All right, CEA by the numbers, 257 individuals participated in over 700 duplicate visits for 37 programs and activities, and 44 riders for 170 medical, social, and shopping trips. Those numbers are impressive. And, we were hoping to have those continue to increase, but this is a little bump in the road. And we're still doing, again, all we can do to provide these services remotely and so forth. Any questions?
Diane, how about, what are the Friends doing? Have they discontinued the coffee hour or?
Unfortunately, yes, they have paused that for now. Mhm.
Okay.
It's very, very hard, especially with the group that comes in, to keep them socially distanced. And a lot of them, they like to get up close to each other. A lot of them have a hard time hearing. It's impossible to keep them distanced while they're eating and drinking. And even keeping them 5 or 6 at a table is a challenge, because they have big groups that they want to gather with, as we all know.
Yeah. Awesome. Kathy, is there anything going on down at the 60 Elm, or is that pretty well shut down also?
You can hear me good. Sorry, I've been in and out here. Well, no, we've tried to clamp down. We're not allowing anyone. We're requiring everyone to wear a mask in the community building. And I believe that it's locked so that only residents can go in during the day, and and there are people helping them have keys to get in.
Diane, is how are we handling? You mentioned something in the beginning that I think has been very near and dear to me. There are people that are out there that really are all by themselves. Is there anybody checking or calling, or can anybody help go out and or just give a call per day to see how they're doing, if they're okay, that type of thing?
Diana, that's a great question. And that's like one of the things we excel at here. Not only do we know who those individuals are, we have a list. We have folks we talk to daily in normal times. So truly we do, they call in every day, they live alone, they just want to chat, and we all know who they are, especially Stephanie, myself, and Nancy. I can still go to the door. I still can go. We still can do home visits, right to safely at the door. If anybody needs anything dropped off. We talk to people on a daily basis. That's what a lot of my time is spent, and just keep, making people feel that everything's okay. This one has been tough, because we all thought we had, I think for everybody, we were going to be up and running again. So I'm trying to talk to as many people individually as I can as they come in. I know, Jim, you came in one time, we had a conversation, we discussed that, because, you can send out all the emails and all the voice blasts, but everything, as many people you could talk to either on the phone or who do come to the door, it really goes a long way. And we are definitely working on that and continue to work on that.
Excellent. Because I was going to say, if you need any help with somebody just reaching out, just calling, let me know. I'm sure any of us could take a couple of people and just be able to. I've noticed that January seems to be one of the hardest months because it's past the holiday time. And now, especially with a cold front coming in, people are really inside. They can't get out, and without the senior center and without a place to associate with other people, all they have is the television, and it makes it difficult. Yeah. And I noticed a lot of people walking lately, an awful lot of white people walking. And yesterday I was concerned there were a couple of elderly people that were walking down the street, and I thought, oh, good Lord, I hope they don't trip, because it
Mhm.
was, it was just starting to warm up and get that. But I understand why they're going out, because they're confined and they don't necessarily have somebody that calls every day. So that was why I asked. So Miriam, do you have anything that you'd like to express from the town as far as how long they feel this is going to go? As I understand it from Mass General, they're telling me that by the 1st of February, things will be loosening up. But, we've heard those things before. But is there anything?
Well, this pandemic has been just wave after wave of surprises.
Yeah.
The science is telling us that this particular variant is extremely contagious, but doesn't make you quite as sick. And they expect the bright side of the cloud is that because so many people have caught it, it may get us to that place where more people are immune. They're thinking by the end of this month, and that's why when Diane read the report, that is certainly what the Board of Health in Cohasset is saying to us, at least through January, and then they'll reassess at the end of January to see if we are at a place where it's safe enough to go back to in-person programming and meeting.
Right. Sarah, is there anything you can add to this, or what do you think?
Thank you. I read the news like you all do. And however, my inside scoop is that I also review admissions at all the area hospitals, and half of all people hospitalized, seniors anyway, right? I'm only looking at seniors. Half have COVID. So the numbers don't lie. The hospital is full. The ER wait time is around 23 hours at any given moment. It's no joke right now. And I know that there's optimism, and I'm still scared to death. And so I really am happy to support seniors, particularly kind of staying home. And I'm glad that the deaths are down. We all see the numbers. They look very optimistic, the statistics, but when you add it all up to so many cases of COVID,
Right.
I mean, right now the elementary school, K through 12, sorry, the school district had last week 110 kids with COVID. Out of how many kids were in the whole school district, right? Like 1,100. So that's 10% tested positive last week.
Yeah.
10% of the school. I mean, that's just who tested and called. It's really bad. Things are really, really high right now.
I have a question for you. Of the 50%, and these are seniors, of the 50% that are admitted, I'm assuming you're saying to me, to the hospital, of that 50%, how many of them have not had any shots?
I don't know. So that would require for me to go through one by one.
Yeah.
My husband asked the same question. So 91% of those people are vaccinated. So most are vaccinated.
Okay. so
Among
most
the
of them-
population I'm looking at, 91% of them are at least one shot. And
Okay.
that would be a different, I can't call that data very easily,
Right.
but most have had a shot. But
Well, I
please get
think-
your boosters. Please, please, please.
Yeah.
It does help after about a week.
Yeah.
They say 2, but I still see lots of people get it the first week after the booster.
Yeah. Thank you, Miriam, for suggesting that they can go if they're from out of town, because I actually did have a person from Situate the other day that said they couldn't get their booster. They couldn't find a place they could go to. So
It's very hard. Oh, 4 more sites open. So, Marshfield Fairgrounds is open again.
yes.
And
I
now
heard.
Fenway, Dorchester, Brockton, they opened those big mass vaccination sites again last week.
Good. But we're very fortunate to have what we have, because it's so convenient and people are so, I won't say speedy, because they're doing everything that they have to do, but they're so well organized and have it so well contained that you really feel. I didn't even notice she gave me the shot the last time. And waiting my 10 minutes, I was all ready to jump and luck out. And Bob said to me, sit for 5 more minutes. So So we're fortunate that, we're very fortunate that we have that rather than having to go to a drive-through or go through a thing. But thank you, Diane. Is there anything else you got under your cap you want to push out?
I'm thinking for February, we have back to our folks who are home. I might be delivering roses again. That was effective last year with cards from elementary
Okay, good.
students to the door.
Yeah.
We have the ability to drop off stuff at people's doors. We have the staff to deliver. So even that brief contact goes a long way. So I'm developing a list for that. Right now, I'm putting together my February newsletter. I wish I had a crystal ball. What I'm going to say, are we going to be in person or virtual? So, just put everything out general with the caveat that we may be, but we have the OWL now, we have Zoom. It's so easy for us now to hold whatever program we can. If we go back a year ago, everything was a process. Now it's just like a switch.
Yeah.
So I'm
agree.
trying to stay positive with that. Poetry, Spanish, all of our classes, Bob Jackman, but they can all go remote easily. All of our instructors have been notified, and we're all just being very flexible. So February newsletter, when February rolls around, might look a little bit different as I put it to print today, but we just take it 1 month at a time, as the expression goes.
Yep, I agree.
Diane?
Mhm.
Or whoever, Diane. I got an email this morning from Launch about testing sites. So I thought it was very interesting. I wasn't aware of it. Just lost it on my phone. There's a testing site opening at the Hingham Shipyard. It's a
Really?
drive-through near Fresh Market.
Yeah.
And it is to Hingham, Hull, Situate, and Cohasset residents. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 7 to 4 by appointment. Now, I don't know how you get that appointment.
Yeah, that's a tricky part.
Is
It's
it on the
my-
VAX? Is it on the
What?
VAX site? Is it on the VAX
I
site?
don't know. I'm trying to follow the book group testing, view all relations. It probably is. It's probably a state site.
Yeah. I thought they said it was going to be right in the parking lot, right across the street from Fresh Market.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And so that's available and that's free. And I assume that's PCR testing.
And that's free. That's great. That was my question. If you have
Yes,
to
it's
show
free.
insurance.
Yeah, it's free.
We've been
Well,
buying the at-home rapid test a lot, and those are expensive. They add up.
Yeah, sure they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you
So
have, I think you hesitate to use one. First of all, can you replace it? And then it's expensive.
Are there any, Miriam, are there any of the tests that are available to seniors since they're
Oh.
expensive?
We have an order for 8,000 tests to be shared among, don't hold me to this, but I think it's Hull, Cohasset, Norwell, and Situate, maybe. There's a group of towns as a collaborative, more or less, have ordered 8,000 tests. And
Okay.
those will then be divvied up, and I don't know the method by which, they'll be divvied up among those participating towns. And then each town will make a decision of how they are going to be distributed. I do know that public service, police, fire, and DPW will get them because those are essential functions that, especially
Right.
during the winter, we need to make sure everybody that comes to work as well, so that we
Right.
don't lose a whole department. Beyond that, I expect that the Board of Health will figure out exactly who gets what, how they're distributed. I'm sure that the seniors will be included in that,
Good.
but I
Because
just don't know. They haven't come in yet, and I don't know the distribution.
Okay, because I think there are seniors that would have a hard time purchasing them and
Yes.
number one, getting to them, and number two, paying for them. And I think there's times when I know I have one coming up this weekend where there's an elderly lady that would really like to go to a function with family, but the kids would like her to have a test before she goes. So, that's the kind of thing I was thinking about. It serves two purposes because it allows that elder to be able to
Right.
get out, to be able to be with somebody else. And yet, I'm not sure they're total savvy on how to get them. And when you go to Walgreens, they're only available when they come in per day. And, people won't necessarily know that. So, yeah.
Right, and we have told employees that whenever you go to a pharmacy, just ask, because there's no rhyme or reason. If I were
No.
to tell you they're available at CVS, by the time you get there, they may not be. So we do tell people that. I had an occasion to take one of those tests. It's not complicated, but if you cannot understand, if you've never had a test and you can't read the instructions and follow them easily, it will be difficult for you to administer your own test. So the one thing that I would suggest, Diana, is if there is a senior that is looking for testing and is concerned that, one, they can't find it, and two, they're not sure how to do it, they should call Mary Goodwin.
Yeah, I think that's a very good suggestion. Diane, that's probably good for you to know. If anybody called in, they should probably contact Mary Goodwin. And
Because she may be the point of distribution.
And I agree with Miriam how it's not difficult to take the test, but it's not easy either. And if you've never done it before, there's a couple steps. But back to what Taffy was just saying, if everybody can see in the chat screen, Richie posted the link to the testing that's going to be available in Hingham for more information.
oh, good.
And that's wonderful. I assume you just drive up, and it's free. That's fantastic. I think they'll be very busy.
Yeah, I think they said it was a drive-through. Yeah. Perfect. Does anybody else have anything in particular they'd like to chat about? Or Jim, are you missing not cooking, or are you cooking more or less, or?
Well, we're kind of on our same schedule because folks are coming in for pickups
Good.
and deliveries, so that hasn't changed much. What we're missing though is our community dinners. People certainly enjoy those a lot, and it may be a while yet till we get back to that, but I hope not too long because they were
Yeah.
great. And people really got, especially having the kids come from the school and stuff like that. That was such a big deal for a lot of people. So I hope we get back to that soon.
Yeah, and I think more and more people, it's the word's gotten out, especially when people could eat outside. They were
Yeah.
thrilled to death. And I was really surprised that I was at a bocce thing, and a couple of them said, hey, we're going to grab a table for the next time when it's outdoors. So that
Yeah.
was like 5 or 6 people that you haven't seen them at a dinner before, and now all of a sudden you are going to see them. So
Yeah.
that's nice. That's kind of a nice word of mouth, Yeah.
Yep.
So otherwise, we're all alone. Wherever we are, sitting at home. I have the dog looking at me, so to say, hey, where's my walk? Are we going out today? Is there anything else? Does anybody have anything they would like to talk about? Or
I just want to say back to the cooking, Jim, I have plans for you.
Don't
For
threaten me,
February,
Diane.
March, for some we're going to have to go back to those drive-up events. I mean, we were getting up to 80 people
Yeah.
coming up, and at least they get to see the staff. We're all out front. So I'm going to really be, we'll talk.
and they get a
after.
big chuckle. They have to tell you, they get a big chuckle of seeing everybody out front too. It's fun.
Yeah, especially the costume. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
So I
Well,
think
I don't
that's
have
great.
anything myself. They didn't leave me with anything else. Tana should be back next month, and hopefully it would be wonderful if we could see Jim.
Yeah.
As much as I would prefer not to do Zoom, if that's how we could see him, that would be delightful. Yeah, very, very nice to see him. So if there's nothing else, can I suggest we adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Move to adjourn. Second,
Seconded.
all in favor? Enjoy. Stay safe this month.
Yeah.
And Diane, call if you need anything.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye now. Thanks.
Bye-bye
Bye,
now.
everybody.
Bye-bye.